What is the Remain in Mexico policy? Remain in Mexico undercuts our asylum laws and is one of the most destructive, damaging Trump administration policies. The policy has trapped tens of thousands of asylum seekers in dangerous and unsanitary conditions for months on end. The Trump administration has gone out of its way to make asylum nearly impossible to obtain. Asylum seekers under MPP have to wait for an overly long time and travel vast distance for hearings, face horrifically dangerous conditions in the camps, contend with outright misinformation, face non-transparent tent courts and little chance for success for their asylum case, and navigate impassable bureaucracy. The Trump administration announced MPP in January of 2019 to prevent most asylum seekers from crossing into the U.S. while they went through their legal asylum process. Most asylum seekers are fleeing to the U.S. to escape deadly gang violence, civil war, and other conditions that put their lives in immediate danger. Before the Trump administration, someone seeking asylum at the border might be briefly detained while their case was considered, or paroled into the U.S. while awaiting a court date. For over 80% of asylum seekers made their court dates under the old system, and many of those who missed their court dates did so because of paperwork errors. Now under MPP, the Trump administration has instead been sending asylum seekers to wait in incredibly dangerous camps in Mexico. The Trump administration sent more than 60,000 asylum seekers to wait in makeshift camps in Mexico in 2019. Over 16,000 of them have been children, including some 500 infants. Conditions in these camps are horrendous. Hundreds of asylum seekers under MPP have reported rapes, kidnappings, and violent assaults. There is not enough food or clean water for drinking and bathing. There have been reports of pregnant women lacking running water, access to showers, and medical resources. Asylum seekers were forced to endure months or longer waits in these camps. If the asylum seekers are able to endure the long waits, they then face even more challenges. Some migrants are called to their court dates where the court locations are sometimes 1,000 miles or a dozen hours via bus away. In lots of cases, paperwork is often not reaching the asylum seekers in time. Migrants have been failing to receive court dates and other summons due to housing instability or because Border Patrol's failure to collect correct housing information. Many of the courts the asylum seekers attend are in tents where hearings are overcrowded, understaffed, and the immigration judge is teleconferenced into the tent. Most asylum seekers have mere minutes to make their case for why they should qualify for asylum because they fear for their lives. In what can be a life or death case for asylum seekers, they are not provided lawyers, and most are unable to find one. The tent court system lacks transparency, with media and even members of Congress generally prohibited from observing. The vast majority of migrants are denied asylum. As of August 2019, only 2 migrants under MPP were granted asylum. In some cases, even migrants who receive asylum are sent back to the camps in Mexico anyway, and only those lucky enough to have lawyers fighting their case are actually allowed into the U.S. These compounding details paint a stark picture of just how inhumanely we are treating human beings, children and families at the southern border. It's unconscionable, and there are alternatives. As we said before, over 80% of asylum seekers made their court dates under the old system, and many of those who missed their court dates did so because of paperwork errors. The U.S. can safely and humanely judge asylum claims while migrants wait, ideally with family members, in the interior of the U.S. We can allow migrants to apply for asylum before they've left their country of origin. The Central America Minors Program used to allow minors to do exactly that until the Trump administration ended the program without cause. We can boost humanitarian aid to Central America in order to address the root causes of migration, rather than cut aid as Trump has done. In addition to all that, we must end Remain in Mexico. It's an abhorrent policy that fails to live up to our asylum laws, and more importantly, it fails to recognize asylum seekers as human beings. Want to go deeper and learn more? Check out our website, americasvoice.org. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment to see the next video in the series, and so that others can find this video as well.